Hello everybody, today I'm going to be going through something that I don't see very often at all, and that is playing enchanters, especially champions like, I guess, Soraka or Janna, in low elo. You see lots of people complaining. I was thinking of just a Reddit thread I saw the other day about someone saying, why would you ever pick these champions? Because people don't think you can carry on them. And I'm going to be playing a game or two in lower elo. I'd like to say this is not actually real low elo. The account I've got is in very definite smurf queue, so it's a bit chaotic, but the idea was to try and play it in an elo lower than mine. Like, most of the smurf queue players are between like plat to diamond, so it's still, I guess, it's still smurfing, but, you know, these people deserve it because they're also smurfing, so I don't feel too bad. And the point is, I want to be showing what you can do on a champion like Soraka. I'm one of the highest elo Soraka players on the US, I guess. I'm mostly, there are some, it's hard to ever say you're like the best at any champion when obviously any pro player, like, you know, although I will say Hilly's Soraka at Worlds was fucking awful, I'm probably better at than him. But, you know, most pro players and real challenger players will still play your mains better than you do because of just overall macro play. The same way I can play, I don't know, ADC in Diamond. My ADC mechanics are non-existent, but just being in the right place at the right time is enough. So anyway, on to the actual game. I'm not going to say this game was perfect, or I played everything, you know, I only played one game, so it's not like I cherry-picked the best out of 10, but I just wanted to show what you can do when there is a big skill difference, or you play the lane really correctly on an enchanter like Soraka. I'm just thinking how the game goes. Obviously, there's a good chance of some of the macro play, roaming, and getting other lanes ahead, as well as good times to use ultimates, and just general winning lane by hitting your Q, and what you can do to hit your Qs better. So if you've got any questions, I'll also answer those, but let's get into it. Alright, quick rundown on the matchup and the runes before I get into the game. It is Summonary. I generally do not take Mana Flow Band on Soraka, as you don't need it after first base or so, and it's just pretty mediocre. Soraka buys so much mana regen, like every item has it, that it's just not necessary. So I generally go for the shield, because the scales of all your runes and stuff. I used to do a Nimbus Cloak every game, but they nerfed that pretty hard. So we're just going with the... it's almost full AD. Let's try Nimbus Cloak this game. And we're going Scorch, Second Wind, Revitalize, Double Armor runes. I could have gone heal there, but I don't want to. Cleanse is just... there's nothing to cleanse in this game, so that was... if I had more time, I would have talked to my ADC and told them nicely that cleanse is very pointless in this game. But this is what we got, which is fine. I'm sure I can make this work. The only problem is that they're going to have double combat summoners, I imagine. So they've got heal on Tristana and exhaust on Lulu, which is going to make the 2v2 a little harder, but I'm okay with that. Let's call it a handicap. Okay, we are in game. So I'm going to do the strat that a lot of battle supports will do, which is going to make sure to guard the bottom bush. That is to say, I'm going to go here, make sure that they're not invading, and then I'm going to make sure to try and get a ward in and recall to get a sweep up. That gives you the bush advantage. Let's check they're not doing the same thing. It's pretty unlikely in whatever gold elo this is. This is gold elo smurf queue, I'm pretty sure, so this could be a bit of a shit show in terms of skill levels on both teams. This may end up with a 20-0 Yone, making this game somewhat pointless, but let's hope it's a balanced game. I'm going to recall. You want to make sure to recall before 1 minute. As long as you recall at any time before 1 minute, you'll be able to get to the buff on time. And you'll see I've got a ward set up in this bush, along with now having a sweeper. So once the enemy starts trying to contest bush vision, I can clear that out. The Lulu matchup is pretty balanced. There's no inherent champion advantage, I would say, from either side here. The only bad thing currently right now is the fact that Jinx has cleanse, which is utterly worthwhile. Oh, come on. Alright. That would have... Yeah, if Jinx had heal, we would have won that, but whatever. That's still okay. Barrier is perfect for baiting situations like that. I'm not gonna bother writing to the Jinx. She can't change her summoner now. It's unfortunate. Tristana got first blood. There was basically no need for it, but that's okay. So Jinx is going to shove that out, so I'm going to probably see if I can go harass mid lane for a bit. There's no point in me just sitting watching the farm. I can't get close to it. Tristana has boots, I like boots. I'm going to go in my mid lane. So Yona's about to use his dash. There we go. Help Luke to shove it in. And head back down bot lane. Lost quite a bit of health, but that's still okay. If you were really unlucky, our ADC would int right now, try to get, say, that minion and just die, but Jinx has fortunately not trolled. Sorry, I hit a Q if possible. Imagine Lulu is in that bush. Annoying Tristana that minion by walking up. That's really annoying. That does piss me off in terms of I got Victor ahead in theory, and now I guess the jungle gap has caused that issue. But Victor will be about even now, whereas he should have been having a massive lead. I'm going to save my E until I've got a Q to go with it, so I can... If you use your E properly, you can force them to walk into your Q a bit, like that. Because they have two bad options. They either get hit by your Q or they get rooted by the E, and getting rooted is generally worse. Or at least everyone will react in the way that they're thinking, I don't want to get rooted. Which makes sense. I mean, if you think carefully about it, you can just accept being rooted sometimes in that matchup. Get the last hit for the EC, you still get full gold from that. You get a plate here, but you got to be careful of work. So I'm not going to use my E for poke here because I might need it to stop my work gank. That one fucked anyway. It's unfortunate. If it dies me, I'll survive. Shouldn't do like that. This may be a jungle experience game. That's okay. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, you just need to get here once. I'm not using my E again because if they die of me, I can survive by using it. And I'm making sure to pick up this full minion XP. Nice. Their bot lane have also based, so Jinx should be fine unless she does something really stupid, but I'm going to shut up a ward when I come back. Never mind, I don't need a ward. I would rather... I'm pretty much on exact gold for some components, and I just don't feel like buying a pink ward. I want to get to my items. That's a relatively controversial move, but I don't think we have enough lane pressure to be able to protect the pink ward well enough that it's going to be much more than just giving over 30 gold. Tristana will also auto push, so we can basically just sit under our tower for a bit until we get maybe the towers, but I've got to wait for enemy to make mistakes. There's the mistake. Just not respecting the all-in power from us. Okay. The reason I really want to push this save out is because now I have 6, and so I can make sure I always have access to my ultimate while we're just walking around the map for a bit. So this is something I learnt from Nemesis. Apparently you should never buy the Noon Quiver first on Tristana. Your all-in with the bomb does a lot more damage with the attack speed boots, and you don't need the pushing power from Noon Quiver. So that's like a minor tip. Maybe it was more relevant to Tristana mid, but apparently attack speed boots are always the best item on Tristana. Which is interesting, because it means you basically just want to proc your bomb as fast as possible. Well, I think we can win bot without it, and I'm making sure that my top side is getting an advantage. So I'm going to try and ward out work and keep the dragon warded. I have my flash so I can get away with warding this. The nest is still gone, but take it. So yeah, my ult did a lot there on changing the overall map state. There's work. And there's my deep ward doing work. See, Jinx didn't see it. Map awareness going on right there. There you go, works all the way back up there. Freeze the wave. Party mid, so we can shove this in, and then it's going to hint. It's okay. It's not even going up. That's entirely your fault there, my friend. Still no wards anyway. Tristana has double buffs and got killed from that. Sad. I think we're fine. Warwick isn't going to keep staying around here, and Warwick used his ultimate, so he's not really much of a threat. Oh, what? I thought I'd save him. Whatever. So work could be back around now. We should go for a single plate. Then hop on a dragon. I don't overly like this dragon call. But the thing is here, the right call is not doing dragon, I would say, but the worst call is ignoring your jungler after he's going to be doing the dragon anyway. Oh, we're up on top, whatever. Right, you gotta work with what your team's doing. Now I gotta think, even though I kinda want to get to Mythic as soon as I can. So, on Mythics, this is a battle song game, not a moon song game. The reason I think generally on Soraka, Moonstone is pretty underpowered now, but the only time I would go it is if it's going to be really long extended fights with lots of tanks on both teams. Now this is borderline because you've got a Moo versus the new tank champ top, but I think a lot of this game is going to be about burst and mobility, so I just think Moonstone does a lot more. And in general, the healing per second isn't that different on Moonstone versus Shirelia's, because Shirelia's has the ability haste passive. So, I am not a big Moonstone fan anymore. Okay, Tristana has her Mythic finished, so I've got to respect that a bit. But Jinx go outrange her still in these trades. Lulu's playing very passive as well, so I can be pretty aggressive. Oh, no. We do not want this. Let's see. I can kill him! Get him off me! Protect your healer. Okay, that was absolutely dire a Mumu play, but like I said before, you play with what you're given. I'll stay I really want to, but I'll be able to bait them in here. Tristana jumps in, she's 100% dead. Workout might be up again as well by now there, so we won't have to watch for the gank. And I'm going to pick up these last. I did? Ah, that's still worth. Oh, that's unlucky. So my second item in this game is probably going to be Staff of Flowing Water. There is not enough healing to justify Chemtech, and I think Staff is just generally the next best item. My second item options are mostly either Chemtech, Mikhail's for the magic resist, or Staff of Flowing Water. I don't know why Jinx is going Execution is calling. That's really bad, but whatever. That seems obvious, but there's no point ulting it when tuning it. Sometimes bad players will get really mad that I didn't Soraka out every time they died, but you know, no reason to. Oh boy, there's work coming. Close. Get that joke. So he couldn't snap back to his shadow because he was on the Soraka E, then got rooted on it. Probably could have blocked that warrant out earlier, but it was really much better to kill, so that's something helping it. Moving out. I haven't just seen much of what that champion can do, but that's kind of flashy. And it was a lot of damage for the fact he was building a full tank. Hope they don't get 2 turrets. That's Tristana for you. Can't leave Tristana on your turrets. I think Victor should have TP'd, but they're going to trade her. They're going to trade it to Buddha for it. That's what the Shrelis is really good for as well. We've never caught them with Moonstone. Flash that. I was really close to dying to the final part of the true damage snapback. I was going to base it. We should set up the Baron. Last item. I guess I might go towards Intec. Well, I'm probably going to get it before the game ends. So just getting a random Bandleglass Mirror next is probably the best item I can go for. And then the full anti-heal item if we get there. Because the only other option would be going for the... I can never remember its name. The support item thingy. This one. Whatstone. Warded. No, my jungler's dead. I could have healed him. I was focused. I'm gonna say I was focused on reading what that item was, but he should not have been dying anyway, so it's cool. Really, we need Baron to start breaking the base open. Stay around protecting Victor. Warwick may think of ulting him. Yeah, that's the freest Baron ever now. Enemy jungler dead. Please pick up the Baron team. I mean, this is Smurf Q, so I have no idea what people are doing in this game, but I think that's a good enough example of what generally was going on. And I'm not going to intentionally int games or whatever to end up in not Smurf Q, but I think this still shows off what you can do pretty well. Right, thanks for watching. Yeah, I'm just going to add that no legitimate gold or whatever players were hurt in the making of this video. Every single one of the people's profiles in this game is people like this, the Black Alistair level 36 with no games apart from intro bots. This was the enemy ADC. I was there. I was the first person they lost to. Oh no, okay, but they've been playing a couple of ranked games on this account. But I don't know, 2021 was the last games on this account. So yeah, let's look at the Lulu as well. Level 33. Yeah, these are sus accounts. Ah yes, the intro bot enthusiast. Okay. Whatever. We got the game. I'm gonna drop this account again.